G'day everyone, welcome back to the round 5 tipping. Let's have a look and go through last round's tipping. Here we go. Unfortunately, us Pies losing to Brizzy by 47. Got that one wrong there. We got a 6 out of 9 though. We did also miss the Richmond Doggies game. What a close game there. And then the Port Sydney game, we did lose there as well. But there we go, 6 out of 9, 20 points total. Let's get in to the round 5 game. And starting off the round, the gather round, it is the Crows and the Blues. Thursday night footy, Adelaide Oval. Blues have started really well this year. Although they should have won that game they drawed against the Tigers to start off the season. But otherwise, they do have 3 in the bag, the Blues do. They're sitting in second place. However, the Crows are inside the top 8. They're 2-2. Last time they met, it was at Adelaide. The Crows got it done by 29 points. And you know what? It's a new year. I think the Blues should win. With Akers, Kennedy and Walsh back into the side. Walsh back from surgery for the Blues. The Crows also should win though in the opening gather round. But it only seems right with the Crows winning. I did put my faith in the Blues last week though. So maybe I do go the Blues. Maybe I go with my gut. My gut's telling me it's going to be the Blues. We're going to go the Blues. And we're going to go the Blues by 23 to get it done in the opening round against the Crows. And then the first of Friday night footy, the Dockers and the Suns at Norwood Oval, the home to Norwood Football Club in the SANFL. Of course, all games being played in Adelaide, as I previously mentioned. Both teams not off to a great start this year. Both teams starting 1-3 with the win-loss ratio there. Suns sitting at 17th place. Suns got a whipping by Saints last week, losing by 53. Freo losing to the Crows by 39 as well there. But you know what? Both teams had good wins. When they did win, the Suns bet the reigning premiers by 19 in their only win, and Freo winning against the Eagles by 41 in the Derby against West Coast for their only win. The Suns are missing their ruckman though, Jared Witts. He's out due to soreness. No home ground advantages this week except for obviously Port and the Crows. Hopefully Freo can get it done though. I hope it is a good game for Friday night footy. I'm going to go Freo to beat the Suns in the first of the Friday night clashes. And then our second game for Friday night footy, it's the Tigers hosting the Swans. I know on here it says Sydney hosting the Tigers, but however that is not the case. This game at Adelaide Oval, Swans have one more win than the Tigers. Swans have lost 2 as well, but only by 2 points. It was against Port last week. Swans thought they had it there. The goal looked like it was going in perfect, but the ball just dropped, and former Swan Alira stopped it from crossing the line for a goal. It was Swans last time, but only by a goal against Richmond. Swans are looking pretty good this year, you know. Lynch will miss this one though for the Tigers. Rocknan Curvis unknown when he'll be back from his ankle injury, and of course Broad is out with his 2-week suspension. Hopefully a good game it will be. I'm hoping the Swans win. I'm feeling pretty confident, so I'm gonna go the Swannies for me for the second Friday night clash in the footy there. And then the next game, the first of the Saturday games actually, North and Brizzy. This game at Adelaide Hills Oval. This oval only holding 5,000 people though, but I think there will be plus standing area. North have been pushed out of the 8, sitting in 9th place there. Brizzy sitting at 8, kicking North out. North losing 2 weeks in a row now. Not so good to North. Not so good for North. After coming off their great start to the year, losing to the Hawks as well, then Carlton last week. Not too sure and not really too much really to say about this game, although last time they met, obviously Brizzy with the easy win by 108 points. Record-breaking win that was last year. North are a whole new team this year, of course. Clarko at head coach. North yet to beat Brizzy since 2019 though. 2020 Brizzy are only by a point against North Melbourne. I'm torn up between this one, Although it should be a pretty easy game, I am torn up. But I'm going to go with the gut feeling again. The gut's telling me Brisbane Lions. So I'm sticking with a Brizzy to take home the win against North Melbourne. Next, it's D's and the Dons at Adelaide Oval. D's sitting at 3rd versus Dons sitting at 4th. Dons looking to get into the top 3 though. I thought maybe not having Gorney last week may have affected the D's, but it didn't, and he will miss this week. He will be back in next round. It should be one of the good games for the gather round weekend. Both teams are 3-1 with their win-loss ratio. Last time the D's did get it done by 29 points. So I am going to go the D's straight up for me. As I said, not much to say, but there we go. It's the D's for me. Next game, Port and the Dogs. Port 10th versus Dogs 11th. This game taking place at Adelaide Oval. D's and Dons going to have to be quick getting out of the Oval as we have back-to-back games at Adelaide. There's 3 hour 40-minute time difference between the two games, so it's going to be a bit of a rush, I reckon. Port getting it done by 2 points last week, as we know. Previous mentioned, Aliir saving the match, which would have been the winning goal for the Swans, stopping their celebration quickly. Well done to Aliir. Dogs getting it done by 5 as well last week. No one saw that coming either, I think, against the Tigers there. Both teams with the 2-2 win-loss ratio. It's tough to say though. You'd think the home ground advantage will work for Port off their close win last week. I'm going to say it's going to have to be Port for me. I just can't. I don't see the Doggies winning. So I'm taking it home. It is Port for me. And then the first of the Sunday games. Eagles taking on the reigning premiers, the Catters, coming off their first win last week. Geelong needed that one. The Catters jumping up from bottom to 13th, wanting to squeeze into that top 10 position. Let's talk about Jezza. Absolutely putting on a show for the Cats last week. West Coast not so much, losing to the D's by 63. D's breaking high-scoring records against the Eagles last week. Tim Kelly, though, we won't miss his outstanding game. 36 disposals and 2 goals. Have a crack at that. Eagles, though, still big names out. Liam Ryan, not sure if his hammy will be okay and will be good to return. Sheed out as well for a couple of weeks with his hammy. Nick Nat, Shuey, Cripps, McGovern, all major names out ahead of this clash against the Cats. I hope the Cats put on a show. I hope they do keep the crowd on their feet. I'm going the Catters to take it home. Hopefully they thrash them. Hopefully this will be a good game for the Catters. And then moving on, next, it's GWS and the Hawks. Last week, it was proven the experienced players can outlast and outplay Hawks' upcoming superstars. Hawks now sitting at the bottom of the ladder, 18th position there. GWS sitting 15th. Both teams 1 and 3 in their win-loss ratio. I absolutely just don't see Hawks winning. So this one's kind of an easy one for me. This could backfire, but it's going to be GWS for me. And moving on, best to last, it's the Mighty Pies taking on the Saints. Us Pies, though, not so mighty after getting our first loss against the Lions by 33 last weekend. But let's not forget, though, Josh Dacos putting on an absolute show with 38 disposals, 2 goals, and 2 behinds last week. Josh Dacos, he has been killing it for us Pies this year so far. But then again, it is only early. We still should be looking at where teams should sit this year and how teams should be going. Although the Saints also playing by far the greatest this season. 5-0 for the Saints. Lion doing an absolute good job there for the Saints. But back to the Pies, I think Coxie might be back this week for us. I'm pretty sure he is. We definitely need our ruckman back. Jones, Steele, King, Membry, Webster, still all major players out for the Saints. But it was proven last week, though, they were not needed to get the job done over the Suns by 53. This one should be an absolute cracker game to watch. The Saints do need to lose at some stage, though. I think us Pies will be the ones to do it. I'm going to say, despite our loss last week, we're 69% to win against the Saints. It's going to be the Pies for me. Which player had better goal-kicking accuracy in 2022? Toby Green or Isaac Heaney? I have absolutely no clue, but it's going to be Isaac Heaney for me. No Toby Green flog around here. Here we go. Submitting the tips. Continue. The tips are in. Carlton, Freo, Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Port, Geelong, GWS. Up the Pies. Let's get it done. Up the gather round. We'll see you next week.